I'm recording right now. I just
Kevin,
said that. Literally just said I'm recording right now.
I'm wearing a special outfit for you.
Oh, what are you wearing? Hold on.
I'm wearing my scrubs.
Ooh, wow. You're like
I'm from Scrubs.
What's the guy
Zach
who does
Braff.
the Zach Braff? There it is. You knew what I was going for. You're like Zach Braff if he lived in a state that approved of mullets.
You know what? Where does Scrubs take place?
I don't know.
I've never seen. Have you never?
Why would I
I've
know
never watched
that?
Scrubs.
Why would I know that? No, I've
never
seen Scrubs. I wasn't like Scrubs was one of those. It's one of those shows that's like The Office. Like there's like a very distinct pool of people that love it, and then there are some people like me who are like, yeah, it's fine. And then the people who love it are like, what do you mean it's fine? It's fucking Scrubs, man. You gotta
There's
love.
Die Hard. There's Die Hard for The Office, for Parks, for Scrubs.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
it's that era, right?
It's
like
one of those shows.
But like, I feel like a lot of those shows haven't aged super well. I tried to rewatch The Office, and I just couldn't do it. And I used to like that show, but now it just doesn't land for me.
Well, you know, I feel like as you grow and become more aware, you maybe appreciate awkward scenarios less. Or I think the thing was like for me, so like I stopped watching The Office, right? And I'm a hipster, first off, for sure. But like I caught on to the fact that Jim was just mean.
Yeah, no,
like,
he's just a dick.
You know what I mean? like yeah, I'm like watching the show and I'm like, wow, if I knew this guy in real life, I would really not be rooting for him at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so in watching it, like it really soured on me. Like I was like, why are we watching Captain Normal Pants be mean to every neurodivergent person around him? You know,
yeah, because like
he literally is a walking HR disaster. And like people are like, it's the best show of all time. Like Michael Scott is just fucking, he's all over the place. I'm like, that guy would have been fired day one. I guess that's what people find funny about it. It's like such a suspended
that he keeps
reality.
getting away with it.
But the thing is, nobody paints that show that way. They're like, it's The Office. It's a bunch of office comedy. No, it's not.
No,
it's
I can't stand Michael
surrealist
Scott.
nightmare of awkward scenarios.
Yeah,
like
and Michael Scott is so.
It was a really great review. A surrealist nightmare of awkward scenario.
He gives me secondhand embarrassment so bad.
The whole show is secondhand embarrassment.
And
that's what it is.
I just can't anymore with that.
Yeah,
like for me
sometimes
personally,
you don't want that. Sometimes you're raising your cortisol levels enough as is.
Yeah,
you
doing
know?
other things, just existing. I don't want to put it on the TV show.
Dude, my cortisol levels go up just listening to Andrew Huberman talk about cortisol levels.
The stress of it stresses you out.
I can't do it. It's just I'm like, he's all talking to me about having good behaviors and every decision I make matters, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I don't want to make decisions, but if I don't, that's a decision. And Andrew Huberman says my cortisol's going to spike, and if I keep going down this path, I'm eventually going to have to take a Joe Rogan supplement. I just know it. I just
Some
know
mind
it.
explosion or whatever it's called. It's
Yeah,
like a
whatever.
mushroom. It's like explode your mind.
You know, you got to take mind explosion mushrooms to get rid of your cortisol levels. I know you were listening to Andrew Huberman. And then I'm just caught up in this like this psychosemantic turnstile of podcast discourse where every once in a while, like, I just catch a glimpse of Rich Roll in the lobby just going like, hey, by the way, here's a nice tip. Oh, nope, you're gone. Like,
I think that's
Bill Burr's just yelling somewhere in the middle of the turnstile, just reading bad copy. Like,
that's the leftist fear factor. Is one of the challenges is you have to eat a Joe Rogan supplement, but you don't know what it does.
Leftist fear factor is you have to like withstand the manosphere for 30 minutes. You know, like all of it though, like every single bit of it for 30 minutes.
I would probably tap out. Like,
and Michael Scott's there.
Yep, I would tap out. Probably Logan Paul or Jake Paul's there too.
I feel like I would do fine, but I would want a shower after. Like, you know what I mean?
Just give me one of those like radioactive shower stations available when I'm done.
I don't even know who's hosting Fear Factor now. They'd just be like knocking on the glass, you know. They'd be like, you okay? I'd be like, it's real gross in here, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Joe Rogan again. He's the host again.
It's just Joe Rogan.
But it's AI Joe Rogan.
He's knocking on the glass and then coming in and then coming back out and knocking on the glass.
Nice.
This episode sponsored by my dubious beliefs in any form of a fractured reality that's led me down this alt-right pipeline. Like, that's
what a disgusting pipeline. It's just full of shit. Full of shit and piss.
We're gonna frack and we're gonna shovel some shit down the pipeline at you. That's the second challenge. Fear factor.
It's getting through the shit pipe.
Just getting through
Literally.
the shit. It's a literal shit pipe though. There's
always
like,
one gross
You're
challenge.
like, oh, it's like a metaphor again, and I'm gonna get in there and it's just Andrew
Nope.
Tate. No, it's real shit.
Andrew Tate took the shit.
You're like,
and
this.
I have to wait.
Oh no! All right, I'm tapping. We're both out.
tapping.
We're both out on leftist Fear Factor.
Let's go to Subway
We've
instead.
failed. Yeah, let's. No, Jared's there.
Oh,
You
fuck.
can't fucking go to Subway. Are you ready to clap?
I sure am.
3, 2, 1. Unpop Podcast coming back at you harder than an uncanceled Jared from Subway. Thank you for listening to this episode. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous and off the wall. I am coming off a month of doing shows. I am your Capitan, todo siempre, he, him, Kevin Miner, with me as always is.
I've done a month of shows. I was Jimmy in the American Idiot.
No, you weren't.
I was Jimmy Eat World in American Idiot the last
Damn straight
month.
you weren't.
Your co-host and chef cooking up that stage play. I wrote it and directed it, by the way.
Wow,
Odie
that's
Matthews.
wild.
Thank
Okay,
you.
cool. Well, since you wrote it and directed it,
We don't
this
have
must
time.
be
We don't have
addressed to
time.
you. Yes, we do. I'm reading this now. No, okay. Funny story before we get into it. So we had our cast party today, and one of my very good friends, Kaysen, their last name begins with an M, and so there was Kaysen M and Kevin M, and I didn't
Is
have
it
my
Moriarty?
glasses on. No, and I didn't have my glasses on, so I grabbed Kaysen's letter and I got all the way through it. Like I read the whole thing, and it was like, congrats on having a success. Like one of our tech people one of our crew members like wrote us all letters. It was very sweet. She's a very sweet person. She just graduated today. Congrats. So she wrote us all letters, and I read Kaysen's and like reading it like it was mine because like, you know, the handwriting's small, and I'm just like, all right, cool. Yeah. Congratulations on closing a successful show. It was really great watching you on stage. You were a joy, and I could tell that you were really enjoying it, and that made my job better and easier. Kaysen eventually is like, hey, one of y'all took my card, and I'm like, I know who it was. It was me. So I go and I get the card out of my car, or the card out of my car. I bring it back in. I pick up my card. Here's what my card says. Very different message in this
It
one.
says, fuck you.
Kind of. It says, Kevin, congratulations on closing a successful show. Thank you so much for an amazing experience. I'm sure you're a very nice person, but
Goddamn.
but your ability to play such a hateable character is both incredible and scary. I hate Saint Jimmy! Exclamation point. But your performance was amazing, and your voice is great. Best wishes.
That is a compliment insult. If I like, it's like
It's
you're
a really great
actor,
compliment.
but I fucking hated everything.
But I hated you the whole time
whole
you were
time.
on stage.
Which means you did a great that
Yes,
means
yes.
like all good villains like Anthony Starr and
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
all the others.
When you're watching The Boys, you're not like, wow, Anthony Starr's so great. You're like, fuck Homelander.
He does a great job.
So anyway, I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Homelander. But instead of being a superhero, I was just a Cirque du Soleil-esque drug dealer doing flips around the stage and giving people drugs. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I made the main character do heroin like 3 times.
There you go. That's what it's
Great.
about.
What's funny is like so many people came to this show just because they were hearing good things about it, not knowing anything about Green Day. There was one moment in like our third performance where the cast, like, it's an ensemble number, they're in the middle of this song called like Too Much Too Soon, and they like turn to the crowd and they yell fuck you, and 3 people like in sync just went, that's enough, and like left, like just walked out confidently. They were like, that's our limit. Like,
That's a very low limit.
and what's well, no, there's a lot that happens before that, trust me. We're already like, I'm coming out like half naked, singing songs about doing drugs and like fake choking my castmates on stage. Like, I'm sure I don't think these people are unreasonable. However, it was funny that was the moment that broke them.
Yeah.
Was them just saying fuck you. They were like, we're out. All right, we're done.
Some people don't like that. Some people don't like to be cursed at.
Odie, it's late. I gotta edit this thing now.
Should we do the news, or do we
Let's
skip
do
the
the
news?
fucking news.
All right, we'll do just a brief bit of news.
Brief news. I'll do a brief news bumper here.
Brief news.
There it is.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Hit
you
me
like
with all the
Voltron?
brief news. Huh?
You like Voltron?
Which one?
I
There's
don't
like
know,
7
Voltron.
Voltrons.
Yeah, Voltron.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You know how we're getting a Henry Cavill Voltron movie?
No.
Okay, so we're
Why? Why?
I didn't know if you knew
Just do Warhammer.
No,
Why
he's doing
are
that too? That's different. That's a show.
He's
He has
turning into George R.R. Martin. Like, Warhammer's never gonna happen.
It's never coming.
And it's just like, and instead we're gonna have Henry Cavill in what? A fucking cat in space? Like,
Yeah, he's playing the actual Voltron bot.
no. Actually, that'd be pretty sick.
That would be kind of
That would be pretty sick. All right, assemble. Like,
so-
all the bots form together, and then just Henry Cavill's there
Just shows
with
up
a
regular.
mustache. With a mustache. Yes, kicking the shit out of like a giant space alien. I
love that.
actually would watch that. That would be amazing. I'd watch
Well-
10 minutes of that for sure.
You know what? You got good news, Kevin, because
Okay.
we're getting this Voltron movie starring
Whether
Henry
we
Cavill.
like it or not.
And I know you're excited because you're like, hey, when this movie comes out in 2027, I think.
He's so old. Like,
you're
it's
like, hey,
kids in the show. They're the Power Rangers.
Kevin, you're like, I'm going to go get my ticket. I might even go see this in IMAX. This is going to be great for the big screen. That's what we're all thinking. Except for it's going straight to streaming, and it might end up on MGM Plus, which is a now Paramount, Amazon-owned streaming service. So this not only is
Do you
not
have
going
to purchase that within Paramount and Amazon?
Yes.
No!
Yes. So you can get a Paramount add-on to your Amazon membership, and you can get an MGM, which is owned by Amazon, addition to your Amazon Prime membership.
They really
and
are
this
just
might
back to
end up,
nickel and diming us.
dude, this might end up on MGM Plus, a streaming service I didn't know existed until I read this article.
Why? Who greenlit all of these
Because
things
I
all
think
at
it's
once?
because the
I
Legend
wanna
of Aang movie is going straight
Yeah.
to streaming.
Here's what I want to do. I want to blame one person for this. So I need you to find me a scapegoat. Because I can't.
Bezos.
Okay. Fuck you, Jeff Bezos.
He's Amazon. He owns all this. This is an Amazon movie.
Why would you allow this to happen, Jeff Bezos? You're supposed to be overseeing our entertainment needs.
You're supposed to be a good guy,
You're
Jeff.
supposed to be a good guy, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, you're
Come
supposed to be a good guy. All
on,
billionaires
bring
are
back
good guys.
Good guy, Jeff.
Yeah, good guy, Jeff.
Be good guy.
Speaking of good guys, Kevin.
Speaking of.
Something that I know you're very excited for.
So excited. You know what?
Vision.
I'm committing right now. This is the most excited I'm going to be about anything. Tonight. Hit me.
Ahsoka Season 2 is set for an early 2027 release.
Oh, that's actually not bad. Yeah, no, that's actually good news. Okay.
Yeah, almost 4
Good.
years after Season 1.
Totally fine. Don't care. It's way better than all the shit I just heard about Henry Cavill fighting aliens in space under Jeff Bezos' flag.
How do you feel about, since we're making it brief, how do you feel about
brief.
Vision Quest coming out in October, arriving October 14th on Disney Plus? Now, keep in mind, James
Vision
Spader's coming
Quest?
back as Ultron. White Vision after Vision. WandaVision.
Wait, is it
when
called Vision Quest?
It's called Vision Quest.
Oh, weird. That's the name of an old wrestling movie. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, the kid in it unironically wants to be a gynecologist. And I don't know why I know all these things about this movie. He runs a lot in a suit, and then he wins a wrestling match. It's great.
Good for him.
You should watch it. Yep. I think he becomes a gynecologist at the end. I don't know.
Good for him.
Yeah. Anyway, that's weird.
That's called
weird,
Vision Quest,
right?
or that it's coming out October 14th.
Just all of it.
Well, I think it's called Vision Quest because he's on a quest
To find Wanda.
His name is Vision, and he's on a quest, but Vision
get
Quest
Wanda.
is also a thing.
So they can do WandaVision too.
Well, I don't know. I don't really know much about what this is, except for the fact that Ultron is back. It's White Vision.
Here's what I'm looking forward to. We're going to get the WandaVision Anti-Donna crossover where it's just sketches. Yeah, that's what I want. I want 3 wacky Australian guys, one of them half Italian, just losing their minds on Paul Bettany and the Olsen girl. What's her? Which one? Emily Olsen?
Elizabeth
Olsen.
Maybe.
I want them losing their minds on Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. Just nonsense the whole time.
Do you remember in WandaVision that, and this is something that I saw when I was looking up this article, there's a moment where Vision asks Wanda why there's no kids in Westview.
Yes.
And then she kidnaps a bunch of kids from outside Westview and puts them in. And there's a bunch of missing kids posters in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Whoa.
So maybe they're finally connecting
she's kidnapping more kids.
Well, this is also coming out before Doomsday. So, and there's going to be things that we don't know about yet for Doomsday, even though a lot of it has been leaked. So, who knows? Maybe this is more, maybe they're tying in, they're also re-releasing in-game with footage now that ties it into Doomsday. So, who knows?
They could have totally dropped WandaVision and just done more Agatha Harkness, and I would have been great with that.
That was too good to keep doing.
But obviously, yeah,
She's
it
not a
became
big
too
enough
popular. It was too campy. People loved all the camp. Like, here's the thing. Superhero movies are like faux campy, right? Like, and you know what I mean by campy?
Oh, yeah.
Like hokey jokes, kind of like a little like corny, all over. Yeah, one-liners all over the place. Like, superhero films are camp. Like, they're campy, right? And camp is usually reserved for like things that are generally considered a little bit more like effeminate, flamboyant, leaning into like that tropiness of genres that are considered they're thus. However, superhero movies are that way anyway. But then Agatha Harkness comes along, and it's like, hey, we're going to be campy and self-aware because we know we're going to do it, so we're just going to dial it up. And they're like, yeah, we'll get back to that. And I'm like, what the fuck?
No.
Like, bring back more of that. That was the best thing in that space to exist.
Well, there's a lot of people. I don't think She-Hulk's coming back. I don't think Agatha's coming back. I don't think Moon Knight's coming back. I don't think Werewolf by Night's coming back. I don't think any of that stuff is coming back.
It's all very sad.
All the stuff that people liked.
Everything that you liked about the bad phase of Marvel is gone.
And they kept all the bad stuff. But speaking of good stuff, bad stuff.
Yes.
My final bit of news for you, Kevin, is that
this is going to be the thing that I'm the most excited about. I'm changing my mind.
Maybe.
I'm changing my mind right now. I'm committing right now.
Westworld is getting a reboot in the form of a movie from the Jurassic Park writer David Koepp.
I am not excited about that. Never mind. You know what? I rescind all of my excitement about the news. That is ridiculous. Why? Why so soon? What?
Did you?
Okay.
I finished the Westworld show on HBO Max. And
I got through season 2.
Okay, so I want to real quick some of the stuff that David Koepp has written. You tell me You tell me if it's good or not.
David Koepp.
We'll start with the thing that put him on the map.
Hit me.
Probably. Yes, it is. Jurassic Park.
The original.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
First Mission Impossible.
Not bad. Okay. Not bad.
Second Jurassic Park.
Bad.
Wrote part of the first Spider-Man.
Which one? Sam Raimi?
First Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire.
Okay. Not bad.
2005 War of the Worlds.
So far, nothing great, but not bad. Okay.
The 2017 Mummy movie with Tom Cruise.
Bad. Very
Indiana
bad.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Very, very bad. We're getting worse as time has gone on. If you're looking at the timeline here, folks, this is getting less promising.
Black Bag.
Oh, good.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Bad.
So, he also helped write a movie
Wow, this
called
guy's
Cold
all
Storage.
over the place. He's very inconsistent.
Yeah. So, look, I think this is way too soon for Westworld.
100%.
I don't think this is going to work. I
agree.
If this is a streaming movie, knock yourself out. If this goes to theaters, will not make its money.
I think, you know what? Like, honestly, instead of dumping like millions and millions of dollars into rebooting Westworld into a movie, which it should not be because that first season is close to impeccable, I think they should just create like a Westworld convention. Just funnel some money into that. Charge people money to show. People would love that shit. Bring the actors around. Have them sign some things.
I just don't think Westerns are very popular anymore. Just like rom-coms. Like, I think that they have fallen off.
What do you think this means for our good friend, The Mandalorian and Grogu next week if Westerns are falling off?
Okay, here's my prediction for Mandalorian and Grogu.
Hit me.
It's
the breaking point of the Star Wars community.
I say it makes between 150 and 200 million, which is not going to be good for that. I think I personally will really enjoy it. I think I'll like it for what it is. I think if people ask me if I like it, I will say yes. I think I will put it in good. And I think most people will say it is average, if not below average. I think someone like me will like it. Most people will not.
Here's my thought. If they can cash in on the cultural phenomena of Grogu, a.k.a. the kid, a.k.a. Baby Yoda, and release like some limited edition Taco Bell menu items and
they did at Burger King.
and or pizzas from like Domino's or something.
They did it at Burger King.
It's just they did. It's just gonna no, not Burger King. Burger King sucks. You got to do the other ones. Do the ones I say, and then if they do that, then sales are through the roof, baby.
Through the roof, baby.
You got a big hit if you do that, but it's got to be Taco Bell and Domino's.
You know what else is a big hit, Kevin?
What's a big hit, Odie?
The newest Marvel TV special presentation, Punisher.
AKA novella in film form.
AKA Punisher Origin Story Part 5.
Yeah, could have been an episode. Could have just been an episode. It is an episode. It's an episode.
It feels like the pilot to his TV show.
This is what we've been conditioned to believe an episode of TV is. So this is not a mini movie. This is a television special. I don't know why we even call it television anymore.
The final episode of The Boys is going to be an hour 5. This comes in at like 50 minutes with credits. So
most people just watch this shit on like their phone now too. Like, why do we call it television anymore? Anyway, Well,
it's streaming.
So you're streaming. Here we are. We're streaming. We got The Punisher, and you and I, very fortunately, were able to watch it at the same exact
when it dropped
time this week. Right when it dropped. You didn't know that I was watching it, but you had texted me, and I was like at my computer, and I just finished doing some work, and I was like, "Oh, I can watch that now. It's short." So I brought it up. I started watching it, and then as you were texting me, I was like, "Oh, Odie doesn't know I'm watching this," and I just texted you back, and then we found the timestamp, watched it together, and we both have thoughts. That's why we have a podcast, because we have thoughts, and we must let them out. Right?
Somebody's got to listen to me.
I have no cultural mouth, and I must scream. So here we are. We're going to talk about this. First off, garbage, bad, fun, good or great. Get it out of the way.
Personally, I think this is great.
Good. I think it's very good. I think it's close to great. I don't think it's great. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got on that. You want to run us through the plot, spoiler free, like just an overview, like a TLDR version?
Yeah. Okay. Punisher, for 1.5 seasons of Daredevil on Netflix, 2 seasons of his own Netflix show, part of the season of Daredevil Born Again season 1, and now with this has all been him really just trying to kill the people that killed his family. And he's either questioning,
boy, did he do it, kind of.
Yeah, he's done now.
Kind of did it.
Now he's done. There was a lot of people involved with that murder. It wasn't just his old commanding officer and this guy and that guy and the Nucci family.
Killing his family was a dastardly group project put on by some of the most deplorable people in, and let me recount this if I've got it correct, business, modeling, gangster lifestyle,
Mafia.
Convenience stores,
military.
Like, it was just
Private
it was like a smorgasbord of career backgrounds, and they like all of them were just like, you ever think about killing that family?
Well, so we are joking. I mean, I joke about him, but his family were caught in the crossfire of something that wasn't meant for them, but
yeah.
uncovering that. So anyways,
hey, you guys ever think about just like no witnesses on anything we ever do, and we just do like bad shit?
Spraying wildly at a carousel.
You ever think about just you ever think about just unleashing bullets? Anyway.
You see those kids? Oh. Oops.
Hey, we're gonna do the evil shit today. Did anybody go to a gun range beforehand? Did any? No, none of us went to a gun range. We want to be real irresponsible.
So he's now, why he wasn't in Daredevil Born Again season 2 is because he was busy taking out the last final family, the Nucci family, which
apparently only took 50 minutes. So he should have been in Daredevil Born Again season 2.
I believe, Kevin, as a big Punisher fan, I believe the Nucci family is the family that Punisher kills at the start of Punisher Warzone in the mansion scene when he snaps the ladies.
Yeah.
So I like that they included them. They're from the comics.
Yeah.
But now he's killed all of the Nucci family. He's in an apartment with no furniture, and he's real sad. And he has some very and I'm going to say this kind of here, and I'm going to elaborate more. Some very accurately displayed PTSD.
Yeah.
And then he's like, maybe I want to end it all. JK, we're going to do a reverse the raid. Get out of the apartment complex.
And then he has more PTSD.
And then he kills a lot of people. And then
because a lady shows up in a wheelchair, and she, oh boy, is she rigorous and tough.
Ma Nucci.
And not afraid of him.
The one thing I will say about all of this, and I think if this was truly the Punisher at his meanest, even if he was upset, as soon as Ma Nucci got nose to nose with him, he would have snapped her neck. Just right there, just twisted around.
I don't think this is his meanest, and I think, okay, straight up. So, spoiler alert from this point forward.
Hard not to spoil it. It's only 50 minutes.
Yeah.
It's broken up into 2 parts. It goes from like him dealing with PTSD, and then it's action. Like it's like it's right down the middle.
And full disclosure, I'm going to talk about all the things that I liked first. 1. Accurate depictions of PTSD, and not only that, the sound design on it was amazing. Great job.
Very good.
Like, absolutely phenomenal. The way that the sound moves around the space as you're watching it, and you're kind of like witnessing him try to grasp where it's coming from and control himself and it. I thought that was amazing.
I have one comment on that. Can I comment on yours as we go? Because I think we're going to like a lot of the same thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really liked how they brought back his friend from the Punisher show that was a veteran.
Yep.
I really wish, and I know this probably wouldn't have worked, but I wish they would have got the guy who played Ben Russo to come back too, and he would have seen him, because Jigsaw was the main villain kind of in the first and second season of Punisher.
Yeah.
But I did like that he had like visions, and I like the sound design, PTSD, very good. But I wanted to say that I wish they would have brought him back.
Oh no, it was great, man. The other thing that I really liked, so obviously, like you said, kind of broken up into 2 halves. So that was the part that I liked about the first half. Second half, there's other things that I like. First off, cinematography, great job. Hold on.
Incredible.
Great job.
Clap.
You did it. You did a reverse the raid, just like Odie said.
Reverse raid.
Yeah, no, well, and that's what it reminded me of. Like, whoever whoever was I honestly think that was probably the pitch. Like they were like Punisher reverse raid, and they're like, we can't call it that, and they're like, that's fine, just let me do it. Like,
well, John Berthnell is a writer on this. So
he is.
Yes, it's one of his first writing credits.
And he loves
with the director.
Raid. He's credited that before.
What I think that makes this work, and look, I also should say this. We should say this up top. It's very. I don't want to say it's very divided, but people either are liking this or are kind of hating it. Why
are people hating it? Like, what are they saying about it that's hate-worthy? I don't think it's hate-worthy.
I did a Magnum mini review on it on my channel, and today I got a couple people saying that they didn't like it, that it didn't feel like The Punisher, that they're tired, and this is a valid complaint. They're tired of the rinse and repeat. He's sad about his family.
Yep.
He needs to get over his family. And that's been a repeated plot point. I think it was necessary to push him into the MCU now, since he's going to be in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This was their way of just pushing him into the MCU.
Kind of.
Just so you know, the friend of his that appears in his little PTSD flashbacks is Curtis Hoyle, played by Jason R. Moore.
Incredible.
Yeah, and this was like a combat buddy, and
Karen Page
they
shows
used
up
the
in this
buddy
too.
system. They were together every day. They held each other's hand and stuff. They checked in together. They did all the things together in the most heterosexual way possible.
It was probably a little gay.
And maybe a little bit gay.
Yeah, I can speak from experience.
Maybe a little bit. But yeah, so we get to the second part of the movie, and the second part of the movie kicks off in a very abrupt fashion. Like wheelchair lady just shows up. Manucci in her little Scoochie Boochie wheelchair shows up, and she's like, first off, I like that he doesn't fully remember her. Like, she's
and he also doesn't say a word during that entire interaction.
Yeah, she's like, do you remember me? He's just like, yeah, he just gives her the autistic stare down. Did he dissociate during the confrontation? Yeah, right? He's just like, well, fuck.
But he has 10 minutes to basically she puts a bounty on his head, so everybody, and let me say this. Small spoiler alert for the end of Daredevil Born Again season 2, but it's kind of I think
it's important.
You don't need to know anything about Punisher to watch this and enjoy it, but if you didn't see Daredevil Born Again season 2 and you're not really interested, at the end of that, New York City is kind of turned upside down with half the police force getting arrested and put in jail for.
Well, okay, let's go on this for real. It's a mess to begin with. The first shot that we get in the film.
This picks up after that happens. This is post Daredevil Born Again season 2. Okay. So the city.
So half the police get arrested.
And that's the thing. So the city imploding and all this crime and the lack of officers and this area that he's in where old veterans get their hat taken and their dog thrown in front of a truck.
Yep.
People beat on each other with baseball bats and rob convenience stores.
Hey, who do you think this was written for?
People like me, for sure. I think that if you go into this not knowing anything about what just happened and why the city is like this, you're just like, oh, this is just an exaggerated crime-ridden city. But there is a reason for it, and I wanted to kind of mention that.
I feel like the people following along with that storyline intently and deeply are the type of people who are like, yep, that's what happens when you arrest the law enforcement. That's why you can't do that. And it's like,
I was happy when they arrested the cops that were throwing people in jail because it was like an allegory for ICE. So it was kind of nice. The anti-vigilante task force in season 2 are detaining anybody they want without a trial and throwing them in detention centers. So I was happy when they all went to jail and got beat up. Here's what I think makes the action in this really work for me.
Hit me.
He starts with a knife. Yep. And then it feels like a video game. And there's even a
moment the video game upgrades
where he grabs an assault rifle, uses all the ammo, and then picks up a magazine off the ground. And I think that's a really cool moment for a couple reasons. One, picking up the ammo, I'm like, yes, that's great. I saw a couple people like, why wouldn't he just pick up the other rifle? The magazine was already in it. Yeah. There's a reason for that. And it's so small and might be brushed over by a lot. But if you're using a weapon and you're comfortable with it, it's easier to keep using that weapon than to switch.
Yeah.
Because he's already used that rifle, so he's already like used to how it pulls.
Yeah.
So there is like some real life combat tactics there that I think are just like, they're just so nice when you see them, you know?
Oh, I agree. Yeah. Another thing that I really liked, I liked how the PTSD does come back a couple times during the action sequences. It breaks them up a little bit so that it's not just one. It doesn't seem like one continuous action sequence. Instead, what we get is like a fight and then a little bit of internal turmoil and then another fight and then a little bit of internal turmoil.
And then a bad CGI shot.
And a really bad CGI shot. We'll get there. But like, I like that that's happening the entire time, because what it does is it creates a little like, it's like tension, rising action, conflict, and then a little bit of release as he's sorting through that, you know? And they do that multiple times leading up to the end where the Punisher takes out Manucci. No, he doesn't take out Manucci.
No,
he
this
kills
actually, okay, if we're going to talk about the
end.
ending, this is the thing that puts this movie in great for me, or this
Okay,
TV specialtation. There, at the end, Punisher's he falls off the building, falls through some scaffolding, lands on the ground. He sees Manucci. She gets in her vehicle. He has a chance to go take her out. But earlier, when he went on his morning walk, he went into a little convenience store, little shop, restaurant kind of place.
Yes.
And that shop owner is currently getting beat to death while his young daughter and wife are in the shop getting
by like randos,
beat.
just random hooligans. But you know what? You know who it is. You know who it is without them saying it. It's Antifa.
It's
Antifa, baby. Antifa's here and they're beating up your convenience store owner. See, that's what happens.
There's some white supremacists in this movie. So what I think is great is in that moment, instead of going after Manucci, which he could do, he turns and runs to help the shopkeep. And having what plays out next, the Punisher choosing to be a hero in that moment, but then giving him the space to be a hero his way, which is shooting guys in the heads, putting crowbars through necks, killing a guy with a pin. You're screaming because you're terrified because the Punisher is saving you, but he is saving you.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that was just a perfect way to introduce him into the MCU
as the actual Punisher.
Yeah, because like I saw a couple people complain that this didn't tie into Brand New Day enough, but I think simply showing him that he's out and about saving people but doing it his way is a perfect way to set him up for Brand New Day.
Yeah, we talked about this before this came out, and this was what we thought it was, right? Like, there's blood, there's gore, there's actual like bullet holes in people. We're getting the shots that show you how brutal the action is when the Punisher's around, and now the next thing that's coming out involving the Punisher is Brand New Day, where you're not going to be able to show that action the same way.
You're going to cut away from it before that bullet goes to the head.
I'm interested to see how that feels when we're going through the theatrical experience, knowing full well we just watched this guy like take a shotgun off a guy, shoot two guys with the shotgun, one of them in the head, like throw somebody out a window. Like, there's all this stuff that he does that like you're not going to see in your typical Marvel Disney movies.
Do you think that Punisher being in Brand New Day is the testing ground to see if Deadpool can meet up with the Avengers, taking somebody that's R-rated and putting them with PG-13 people? Do you think this could be the testing ground for that?
I think there's a little bit of that going on. I don't know if that's like the full intention behind it, But ultimately, I could see that being like a test where they're like, all right, let's see how this goes. But yeah, so like those are the things that I liked about the film. And I do like how we come full circle. So like at the end, there's the guys who beat up the old veteran guy and like killed his dog, and then Punisher throws a knife in one of their legs, and then like walks up, and the last shot we get is him just shooting him in the face.
I love that because he tackles him before he swings a bat on this other couple, but then like the guy starts to run away. And the vet's like, that's not all he took from me. And with no questions, he's like, all right, well, I'm going to kill this fucker.
He's like, well, I trust this veteran over.
And then the veteran's like, he took $5. That's all I was going to say. And he's like, well, he's dead now.
To be fair, fuck that guy in the wife beater.
Oh,
right?
fuck
Or
that
not
guy.
the A tank or whatever you call him now. Yeah, fuck that guy because he was an asshole and he deserved that. Let me get into the things that I don't like because there are a few things. One of the biggest ones is actually similar to what you were talking about. When he's met with conflict with Manucci, he doesn't attempt to attack her at all, which I think is silly because but it's more so silly because we didn't even get a scene where he's like we didn't even get the sense that he's like assessing the area around him and figuring out like, oh, this isn't a good idea right now, Instead, like, we just get him kind of like I said, he's just kind of like blank stares.
Yeah, he could have looked around and saw that people were waiting, and she could have been like, if you kill me, the contract activates, and all these guys with guns are pointed at him, so he can't really do anything.
Exactly.
Like, and not that we're professional writers for movies by any stretch, but, like, you could have added a line, something other than just him not, because I'm like, snap her neck, dude. Just snap her neck and throw her body at her bodyguard.
100%. Well, and then, the ball's on her, but then also, like, on the flip side, like, she also could have killed him. Like, he had no idea she was even around. You know what I mean?
She could have shot him in the leg and then shot him in the head.
Listen, this woman could have rolled up, gotten out of her car, gotten into the wheelchair, gotten into an advantageous position, waited, laid on her stomach, gotten out a sniper rifle, smoked a cigarette, and then probably killed the Punisher after that. That's how much time she would have had she just not been like a boisterous bitch about it. But instead, she shows up and she's like, you remember me? I'm the old lady who didn't look like an old lady, and you killed my son. Yeah. And like, he's just like kind of looking at her like, no, I don't remember you. Yeah.
No, I think that the whole setup does rely on you believing that, one, he wouldn't kill her on the spot, and two, she wouldn't just kill him on the spot. And
which I found hard to believe.
And I think that's a completely valid thing. And I was upset about it in the moment, but then because we get the action, I was like, well, I'll forgive it.
Exactly. Another thing that I didn't like, I texted you this, and I watched this a second time. Actually watched it a second time, and then I threw it on in the background while I was writing my cards for my cast today. I don't like that the PTSD message is so monotonous. Not that it happens as much as it does, because that's what I had initially said when we were talking about this. I was like, dude, they really hammered the PTSD thing like so hard, and they did, and do. But I think the thing that like bugged me about it was the same type of occurrence over and over again. Like, there was very little variation to it. It's like always like, oh, this is really tough for me, I'm gonna have a conversation now, and like, to me, create the variation. Show me the different levels that this can occur at. Show me the spectrum within which this man is living. Not just like the same thing over and over again where it's like, oh, this is really tough and I'm so in pain because my friends died. And then it's like, all right, but I'm going to talk to him now. And then I'm going to go do some stuff.
That's the only thing is Curtis made it out of both seasons of The Punisher. So like, he's not dead as far as we know. But I do think that, I mean, I don't disagree with the variation of it.
Yeah.
But I do know from a little bit of what I've seen, and obviously can't speak on this personally, but just from what I've seen online and a couple of the people I knew in the Marines that had PTSD, it is kind of like a wave of it's really bad, and then you kind of settle a little bit, and then it is really bad.
Yeah, there's levels to it, but they
so
don't play the levels as much in this.
I feel like this just goes for like the more difficult or like extreme side of it, the worst of the worst, which makes sense for a character like Punisher who's done a lot. But I definitely don't think that's an invalid complaint. That the PTSD, I feel, does kind of feel a little redundant by the end. Yeah,
well, and it slows down the beginning, right? Like, not that this needed to be shorter, but we could have gotten more action and a little bit less of that setup, because like you said, you don't even need to know the Daredevil to like get what's going on, because it's in the dialogue, right? And the dialogue doesn't treat you like you're an idiot apart from the fact that they repeat the PTSD thing in a very rote way. So other than that, I think it was great, honestly. Like, the vibes are good, everything's cool there.
The Guardians holiday special and Werewolf by Night are the 3 TV special presentations. Honestly, I think this is just as good as Werewolf by Night. I think they're both equally really great. I think the holiday special is pretty weak in my opinion. I think it's not very good.
I agree.
I think overall this was just, if anything, I would say give him one more season of a show.
Yeah.
And give him something to do other than avenge his family.
And don't repeat the same shit you've been. I mean, hopefully this got him out of that cycle, right? But like season 1, season 2, what a slog, right? And then we get this movie and it's like, oh, this is refreshing. This is different, right? He's still portraying himself. He's still like having these emotions and all of these meaningful moments and the stuff that we've seen over these 2 seasons of like virtually not much happening on a show. And then we get like this, it's like everything was like being pulled back in a slingshot and then we just release, right? And all of a sudden we've got this amazing movie to watch. And all in all, I think it was very, very good. That's it. That's the end of that for me.
You pair Punisher up with either Bullseye or Blade. And do something.
I'd like Blade. I think that would be more fun.
Blade would be sick. They're
Have
both hunting
Punisher
vampires.
go fight vampires. Yeah, bring Moon Knight too.
Sick.
I
think great.
That'd be sick.
I don't have a lot more other thoughts, and that's pretty much. There's not much to say. I mean, the action's good.
with something this short, you know.
Yeah, lots of good kills that aren't just all guns. A lot of improvised weapons. Lots of screaming. Lots of throwing. Lots of running.
Sure.
Lots of blood.
A lot of it.
And and there is a bad CGI shot that looks like a PS4 cutscene.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this real quick. I'm not even gonna say that I didn't like it. I just saw it. You know what I mean?
Very noticeable.
Like you and I both texted each other at the same time, and it's it's like everybody who saw this was like, yeah, but we saw that. Like
That's
you didn't even try.
As fuck.
You didn't even try to make that not look like a glitched out version of what was that movie with Tom Holland? Whatever it is.
Uncharted. I have information about this. They did the thing practically with the stunt double and stuff landing on that unit and whatnot. And then they just painted over it with, I guess, special effects to the point where it looks fake now. But they actually did that for real, apparently.
Huh.
Anyway,
interesting.
Let's go to jams so we can go.
I'm falling asleep. I'm literally falling asleep as we're talking.
That's how exciting this podcast
sure you is. No, I'm actually really enjoying the conversation. I just dude, I just ran 4 back-to-back shows this week, and then we broke down the set. So like we had to like join up with the crew and like take everything out and like take all of a sudden I'm doing contracting again, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But no, it was really good. I'm exhausted. I just drove right up here, you know, and I did this for you, Odie. This was for you.
Thanks.
I sacrificed my time and my energy because I love you. Jams. Hit me with your jams.
I saw the new Guy Ritchie movie In the Gray with Jake Gyllenhaal and Henry Cavill.
You know what's wild? Both of us could have seen Obsession this week. That could have been the topic. That came out this week. Not only that, it has the highest Rotten Tomato score of any horror movie so far this year. Not that that means anything anymore.
Could have seen Hokum, too.
We could have seen Hokum. We could have seen scary movies this week.
I saw In the Gray.
Could have been a big week for scary movie.
Yeah, man, we should watch more horror movies. We don't do that enough. We don't cover enough horror movies.
I'll watch them all day.
Okay. Yeah, I saw In the Gray, Guy Ritchie.
Was it good?
Very by the numbers. It's just a simple, over-explained plot about a team that protects a lawyer who goes to very dangerous places. She doesn't work in the white. She doesn't work in the black. She works
in the gray. Wow. Nail on head. Good job, Mr. Ritchie.
Yep. And so she has to get $1 billion back from this, like, basically he's like a warlord disguised as like a billionaire businessman. And yeah, I think I would put it up there with like all of his other like pretty generic ones. It's pretty good. I don't think Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal are used enough with each other, but I think the plot's pretty fun. I think the action's pretty good. it's like I said, it kind of holds your hand and over explains, and some of the dialogue is a little clunky. But in terms of Guy Ritchie films, I mean, I like most of his stuff. I just don't love a lot of it. You know?
Yeah.
He did Aladdin. Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah.
He did the live action Aladdin.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
That is effing nuts.
But yeah, In the Gray, that's my jam. It's pretty good if you want, just something simple. But we got Mandalorian fighting Grogu coming up. So
coming up, baby. Here's my jam. My jam is getting sleep. No, my jam is so a few albums came out this week. I'm just gonna throw them out there. They're very different genres. I want to make sure that I hit up our listeners with the plethora of good things coming out. First off, Giveon. You ever listen to Giveon? Giveon? Well, do yourself a favor. You'll like this guy. R&B. Beloved 2 came out this week. He has a voice that can only be described as silk laid over satin with a couple of chocolate-covered strawberries on top. Like, that's what this man sounds like. Listen to it. Very sexy, very cool, very classic R&B. Like, it doesn't really need to get, like, out of that space. It's, like, in the pocket, in the comfort zone, like, just real cool. And the lyricism's good. And he's got Leon Thomas on the album. He's got Kehlani. Like, just really great people popping in, singing songs. And they're all love songs. And it's called Beloved 2. I highly recommend everybody go check it out. If you're a romantic, if you're a lover boy, if you're a lover person, just go check it out now.
Lover person.
Right? I got you. So, second up, Periphery released their new album, Pale White Dot. It's everything that you would think it would be. It's chaos. It's in your face. Spencer Satella, he's singing. He's screaming. Misha Mansour, he's bringing the gent. All the other guys are coming along there bringing the gent. They're just Matt Halpern, man, he's all over the drums. And is it weird time signatures or are they polyrhythms? You guessed it. It's both. Periphery's phenomenal. Highly recommend checking out their albums. They're even better in concert. That was great. And then the last thing that came out, and actually this will be a jam for Odie, Shaky Graves released their new album. Indie, folk, very rustic sound, kind of akin to like a blues, like dirty blues meets Appalachian music.
Do you like
very
that?
Cool. Yeah, very like grungy indie folk. And I always love a good Shaky Graves album. Like that's some stuff that even if I never learn a word to one of the songs, like all the songs are jams, you know?
This is good timing. There's a loud vibration and buzzing sound coming from somewhere. So, no, it's in my apartment. It's either in my apartment or in my complex or something.
Oh,
so,
no. We got to go.
This is a great place to go because I need to figure out what that is.
You need to go survive whatever's happening right now.
Boom.
And I'll do the sign off.
You need to go to sleep.
I'm going to sign off.
Yes.
Because we got to sign off.
Sign off.
All right, go survive. Huh?
You want me to sign off?
No, I'll do the sign off.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of the Unpop Podcast. Thank you for weathering this absurd existence with us. Hopefully, Odie is still alive for next week so that we can talk about Mandalorian and Grogu. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about our mental health, subpoenas, or would like us to podcast live at your funeral, please make sure to email mysecretpowers@gmail.com. Art by Frank Case, music by moi. See you next weekend.